summer there was for Dylan in terms of Manning's, Belichick was down there, quite a lot of people he was working with throughout the course of the summer. How much did you reach out to not just him, but all the other people he was working with to see how it was all going? Because, yeah, he worked with a pretty long list of people.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan and I stayed in constant communication the entire summer. He obviously enjoyed his time at the Manning camp and the Elite 11. But I think his best time was here in Eugene, getting work with our guys. He's starting to really master our offense, and it's showing in practice. It showed in summer. I think his leadership is really starting to show as well. He's becoming more vocal. Guys are really bought into him. And, I mean, the sky's the limit for him. He's an incredible person, number one, extremely tough-minded individual, and he's an outstanding quarterback. So I'm glad he's on our team.
What's the value from your perspective of the dime time thing that he does? And did you kind of, when they finished that and came back, get a sense that maybe some camaraderie had been built or something?
I'm still waiting on my gear. That's what I told Dylan. I mean, dang, they got all the hookups, so I'm trying to get all his gear. But, yeah, I mean, they had a blast. I mean, anytime you get a group of guys together, able to throw the football around, have some camaraderie, enjoy your time together, I think it just bonds you even more. And connection's our number one DNA trait, and to me, that was a prime example of what connection is on our team. So kudos to everybody that helped Dylan set it up. And, I mean, it's really cool.
Jordan James made a big jump from year one to year two. What's next for him? How can he elevate his game even more this year?
Just to continue and improve. I mean, when you look at him right now, he's faster than he's ever been. I mean, I'm talking like real breakaway speed, which is very impressive. He's another guy that's now in year 3 of the system, a year 2 with me. So the terminology, just time on task, he's at a point now where he can go run every route, protect every pass pro, and then I think he's a 3-down back. I mean, he's an incredible player and excited about what he's going to do for us this season.
You mentioned that breakaway speed was something he wanted to work on this offseason. Was that something you also encouraged him to get better at?
Sure, I think everybody on our team's trying to get faster, but he's sitting over 22 miles per hour in the summer. Like, that's really fast. And he's over 200 pounds. And he's aggressive. He's fearless. He runs the ball how everybody envisions a running back to run the football. Tough, breaks tackles, and trust his tracks, trust his training. So he's going to have a really good year for us.
The offensive line is so prolific in points and yards, but you guys always find areas that you have to be better at. What are those marks that you want this offense to be better at next season or this season?
I mean, you look at our rankings in the major statistical categories, they're all, obviously really good. Penalties are something that, killed us in spots. And then we always want to be a team that plays clean, reducing penalties, pre-snap, post-snap, playing clean. And then it comes down to turnovers and explosive plays. So anytime we can limit turnovers and have more explosives than the other team, then we're in good shape.
We saw in the spring a little bit of what Jay Harris can do on the field with the ball in his hands. What have you learned since he got here over the summer months about him kind of as a person off the field?
Great kid, comes from, a unique situation, coming from, the level that he came to from us. But he's always wanting information. He's always wanting to get better. And you just see the amount that we practice, the amount that we walk through, our player-led practice in the summer. He's another kid that's made tremendous strides. He still is nowhere near where we need him to be, but he's for sure on his way.
Where have you seen him grow the most since coming in?
And just learning the plays, right? I mean, you come into this system where we have a lot of scheme and a lot of formations, and we ask the back to not only protect but to run routes. So I think route running was something that he needed to improve, and just learning how to practice at this level. Like, what does finish actually mean? So he's at the point now where I feel really good about him, and I really like our room right now, running back.
What traits did you see that there wasn't a concern about it translating from D2 to this level? What traits did you see in Jay? Because that's a big jump from a level of competition.
For sure. I mean, obviously his size. He's a big kid. We wanted to add size to that room, and he's got great explosiveness, great power, good instincts as well. So he's a guy that, moving forward could, be a guy for us.
We saw in the bowl game just how versatile you can look at Kenyon and what he offers. What position do you think that is? Well, like is it A, H, and Y, and that's it, or does he really offer a 3 kind of deal? Does he offer a back almost like position because of all the skills that he has?
Yeah, we want to get him the ball as many ways as we can. And early in camp, we're really just trying to reinstall our base offense. But as we get closer to game weeks, he's a guy that we want a personnel specific plays for. There's been different guys across the country over the years that have been unique like him. I think about the kid that just got drafted from Georgia that is with the Raiders now. Like, I'm not saying Kenyon is Brock Bowers. Okay, he's not there yet, but he has all the skills to be a player similar to him in terms of true tight end play, out of the backfield, flexed. So excited about where he's going, and I mean he's had a great summer, great spring.
We spent a lot of time before the Fiesta Bowl talking about Poncho and the snaps, and throughout the spring, Dylan was saying how over the summer that feels like they've been trying to iron that out pretty well because there's just going to be more continuity, more time, more different pace in spring. You don't want to be talking about this anymore. I don't want to be asking about it anymore. When do you feel like you're going to have it nailed down to where like we're not talking about snaps anymore?
I feel good. I mean, our first 2 days we've been clean, so we snap every single day. We snapped all the time in the summer. We start with CQ exchange. That's the first thing we do every single practice. We walk through a ton. So he's getting 1 million reps a day. It just comes to game reps, which he's had, and just making sure we're ironed out. But I feel really good right now, and so far so good.
Back to Kenyon, it feels like he's getting more attention. People are kind of expecting him to break out a little bit. How do you think he's like handling that pressure and that more attention this offseason?
When you got Terrence Ferguson and Patrick Herbert in that room, who are the best leaders on our team, they make sure Kenyon's right. They keep him grounded. But if you know Kenyon, where he's from, his mom, like he's as humble of a kid as you could ever imagine. So he wants what's best for the team. If you told him to go play right guard, he'd go do it, right? It's like, so he's starts on 3 special teams. And the guy's an elite athlete. He's willing to do whatever it takes.
I feel like the stories on Dylan's leadership off of the field are almost endless. Where are those moments you see him on the field with his leadership and as experienced as he is?
Well, it takes time. Like, even though you're a great leader, you come in a new group, it's hard to just be that voice immediately because this is a veteran team. So it's not like we were craving veteran leadership the minute he stepped here. So he's had to find his way and find his voice. And I think it started with just his mentality. He's going to come here, be humble, be hungry, work, get to know the guys, develop that camaraderie within our offense and then the entire team. And you saw it this summer, his voice start to really impact on a daily basis. So the guys look up to him. He comes ready. He's a pro. Just this whole mindset. It's hard not to gravitate towards Dylan Gabriel.
Last question. In the past, you guys have used multiple running backs. If someone, we don't have to pick a name, but someone emerges, you guys are open to like a bell cow situation where one guy takes like a high percentage of the snaps?
Yeah, I mean, I think it all depends. I mean, I've been on teams where we had Deontay Foreman at Texas, 2,000-yard rusher. He was kind of our only guy that year. Last year we had Bucky and Noah and Jordan, and then Noah gets banged up. Then it was really the Bucky show with Jordan spelling him. So it just depends. I really like our room. I think, Jaden Lamar's an underrated guy and all people talk about, but he's super smart, super tough, very dependable, catches the ball extremely well at the backfield as well. So we're going to rely on all those guys to get through this season, especially going into this league.